Ha? right there. You want to have some? All right. All right.